Taiwan. I'm Ethan Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan is battling a number of espionage cases, with 5 people indicted this week alone for allegedly spying for China, Edmund reports.
As Taiwan faces pressure from Chinese military activity around its borders, it's also facing a potential threat from within its own military ranks. This week, Taiwan indicted 5 people in 2 separate cases on charges of spying for China. The first involved a father and son duo surnamed Huang, who were recruited by Chinese intelligence officers. They hired 2 Taiwan Air Force officers, surnamed Ye and Su, who were paid some $6,000 and $3,000 respectively. The 2 officers were accused of sharing secret information about Taiwan's largest military drills for Hangguang exercises. In the other case, a former soldier surnamed Dai was charged with recruiting Taiwanese soldiers to spy for China. In 2021, Dai approached 2 officers, named Yang and Tsai, who were offered payments of at least $6,000 in exchange for classified information. But those 2 soldiers turned down the deal, and Dai was indicted on several charges, including violating the National Security Act. These cases are far from uncommon. According to Reuters data, over the past 10 years, at least 21 serving or retired Taiwanese officers with the rank of captain or above have been convicted of spying for China. Taiwan's military says it's now tightening up its internal security, trying to prevent classified information from ending up in the wrong hands. Justin Wu, Jaime Ocon, and Ed Moon for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's central Nantou County is struggling to recover from extreme weather brought by last week's typhoon. Local officials say fixing the damage could take months. Zhang Ventrist has this update.
In the isolated mountains of Nantou County, the damage brought by Typhoon Khanun last week is visible everywhere. Here in Taiwan's rugged central region, homes remain buried under landslide rubble. In places, crumbled asphalt is all that's left of roads wiped out by floodwaters. After an aerial survey, Taiwan's forestry agency says it expects damage around the region's popular Awanda Forest Preserve will take around 2 months to repair. Scientists say that in that area, the storm dumped roughly 670 millimeters of rain in a day, smashing records set by previous storms.
阿湾大山居在卡努台风外围环流影响的期间呢，降下了超过重现起200年以上的豪雨。这样的降雨规模远大于一般台湾山区工程重现起50年的设计标准。
As work crews begin repairs, Nantou County is looking ahead. This is an area where landslides are a part of life. The county chief says now's the time to take stock of how the storm has shifted the terrain and where future risks might lie.
我们应该借此重新去检讨整个仁爱乡未来在整个的开发上面，还有包括在整个的观光的景点，包括在民众的安置上面，应该怎么做更有效的一个这个管理。
She says she plans to ask the Central Geological Survey to conduct an analysis of the area and to try and find ways to help prepare the region for future storms. Joseph Wu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
After battering Japan for several days, Typhoon Khanun has made landfall in South Korea. The storm has already brought heavy rain and strong winds to large parts of the country's south. More than 10,000 residents have evacuated from affected areas. Authorities have also suspended hundreds of flights and train services. Forecasts show the typhoon's eye passing over the capital city Seoul on Thursday night, with rain expected to continue into Friday. Medical staff in Taipei are protesting a request to pay back a subsidy given to them during the pandemic. They say it disregards their sacrifices to safeguard public health. Joyce reports.
A banner in the style of a death certificate. The deceased, medical dignity. Healthcare workers at Taipei City Hospital are protesting a request from the Health Ministry, asking them to pay back the subsidies they got as relief during the pandemic. The total is over $230,000. The Health Ministry is claiming that subsidies were not for suspected cases of COVID-19, but only for confirmed ones, a caveat that healthcare workers are unhappy with.
在疫情期间照顾到的那些疑似确诊患者，他们就不是患者吗？我们就没有承担风险吗？
Though Taiwan managed to stave off the virus longer than most countries, during the worst of the outbreak in Taiwan, the government issued 3 types of relief. financial aid to medical organizations, schools, and other bodies facing COVID-related disruptions, employment assistance with priority given to high-risk medical staff, and tax breaks. But confusion in the fine print has caused problems for Taipei City Hospital.
不管是剥皮疗或者是我们之后成立的发烧筛检站的部分，所有病人疑似跟确诊的一律都有照顾到。
The Health Ministry has justified their request by saying that upon review, Taipei City Hospital failed to properly complete the subsidy application.
你们如果说你们真的照顾的确实是 COVID 的疑似病例，那么法传这边就是让你补传进来，因为我们津贴的核发，是有一定的规范，我们必须还是要在这个规范的符合的情况下去进行核发的。
The ministry has given the medical staff until mid-August to resubmit their applications and to try and avoid what could potentially become a very costly misunderstanding. James Lin and Joyce Zhen for TaiwanPlus.
A woman in northern Taiwan has died after being infected with the so-called brain-eating amoeba. Health authorities announced the incident on Thursday.
国内出现福氏内格里阿米巴脑膜脑炎个案，个案为北部30多岁女性。该个案发病前曾前往室内清水设施。7月26号出现头痛及肩颈僵硬症状，后续出现发烧、畏寒、头痛、颈部疼痛、抽搐等，就医。在8月1号死亡。
The tiny single-celled organism lives in warm fresh water. It infects people by entering their nose, where it travels to the brain and destroys tissues. The whole process usually takes about 2 weeks and is almost always fatal. Fortunately, it is also rare, as this is Taiwan's second case ever. The first was 12 years ago, and the U.S. reported just 34 cases between 2009 and 2018. Authorities in Taiwan are investigating the facility where they suspect the woman was infected. Several organizations in Taiwan have signed a petition against Japan's plan to dump radioactive wastewater into the ocean. The international petition was organized by a Korean civil group. It calls on the United Nations and its member states to stop Japan's plan to release irradiated water from the Fukushima nuclear plant later this month. Groups say the dumping will have ramifications beyond just Japan.
Japan must withdraw such a plan. The release of contaminated water is not a one-off discharge, but rather a program which will have transnational and transgenerational effects.
Researchers studying pangolins in southwest Taiwan were surprised to find another special critter. It's been years since the leopard cat had been spotted in the southern part of the country. John Van Triest has this story.
One of Taiwan's rare leopard cats caught on camera in an unusual location. The researchers who captured this footage were surprised. They'd been looking for pangolins instead. And not only are leopard cats endangered here, they hadn't been seen in the area in 17 years. These wild cats mostly live in central Taiwan, so conservationists are taking this sighting down south in rural Tainan as a sign that a 4-year plan to protect local wildlife habitats is working.
我们透过这个曾文溪的一个流域的这个轴带的一个保护下来之后，那相对的，不管是草鸮啊、白鼻心啊，还有一些穿山甲，都可以在这个轴带里面做一个生活。
But this one appearance doesn't mean Taiwan's leopard cats are out of danger. Estimates put their numbers at just a few hundred.
其实就是一则喜一则忧，喜的就是说石虎这个物种还存在，但忧的是说这个栖地或者这个环境是不是能够让它立足、生存。
Overdevelopment, pesticides, and traffic on roads are all problems that will need to be addressed to bring these animals back to Taiwan's wild places. But for now, the sighting of one of these wildcats in Tainan for the first time in almost 20 years has been a pleasant surprise. John Su and John Van Triest for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Finally, we leave you with images of a rare white raccoon in Jiangsu, China. I'm Ethan Liu. Take care, and I'll see you next time.